Live. It's episode 21. I'm Maddie.
Hello everyone, I'm Greg, and all together now,
we are live! Yep, today is a very special show because it's Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day!
Yeah, in fact, I have baked a cake.
Happy Earth Cake Day!
What do you reckon? Looks quite tasty, doesn't it?
Can I have a slice?
Soon you can have a slice. If you're new to Let's Go Live, welcome. We're here in our spare room live every weekday at 11 a.m. for our daily family science show.
We sure are. We usually do quizzes and we do loads of activities and makes that you can try after the show. Today is a little bit different though. Yes, because today is, of course, Earth Day.
So we're in the middle of Project Earth Week, and today is April the 22nd, and on this date every year it is Earth Day.
Yeah, and go on.
No, I was going to say, but actually this is a very special Earth Day because it is its 50th birthday. Hence cake.
We have cake. Can I have a piece yet?
Not that soon. No, we're going to save this till later. So there we go. I'll put this away.
So Earth Day is all about getting as many people as possible talking about our amazing planet and the challenges that it's facing and discussing the sort of things that we can all do to help.
Yeah, so we set you the challenge to come up with some planet pledges because this year's theme is climate action. So we wanted to know, what actions do you promise to make to help the amazing planet?
Let's jump right in and see some of your planet pledges.
Yes, let's do that.
Here's the first one.
All right, so here we have Seisha and Vinny. They're in front of their bug hotel there, and they promise to look after insects and try their best to recycle junk.
Next up is Ember. She's been helping birds making their nests. I've just looked behind. She's got a basket with moss and wool and grass to help them make their nests.
Such a lovely idea. It's like a little DIY stop for birds. This is Beulah. Beulah made a bird feeder and is reminding us all in her poster there that you can save the world.
Henry and Eliza took this photo in their spare room, and look, it's us.
It's Minnie, Maddie and Greg.
They are they're pledging to recycle and turn off the lights and to use less water.
Here's Caden. Caden pledges to draw on scrap paper, which is a brilliant idea. And he's also going to make a bird feeder.
And here is Milo. He said he's going to pick up his rubbish and any litter when he sees it out and about.
So we've got lots more of your planet pledges coming up later in the show, including some videos.
Yes, and we're also going to be joined live by some more amazing young people. We are going to be joined by two activists, a naturalist, and we're also going to meet a great future scientist as well, all doing amazing things to help the planet.
Plus, we have got another treat for you at the end of the show. Here he is. This is rapper John Chase, aka Oort Kuiper, and he is going to wrap everything up for us at the end of the show.
That is going to be so amazing. First though, before we have a look at more ways to help the planet, we should probably look at the problems that it's facing. So as Maddie said, this year's Earth Day is all about climate action. Now, our climate is the temperature, the rainfall, all the weather that's going on over a long period of time. And our climate is changing quickly. And that climate change is having a big impact on the whole environment and on people and animals' lives.
So it can feel pretty uncomfortable and not that nice talking about the difficulties that our planet face, because it does mean some bad stuff happening to wildlife and also our fellow humans. But it's really important that we talk about the problems so we can work out how to fix them. So we just wanted to show you a couple of the issues that the planet's facing.
So here's the first one. Sea ice is melting, which not only isn't good for the polar bears and the penguins that live there,
it also contributes to rising sea levels, and this means bigger floods.
As well as that, we're not only, we're also seeing more heat waves. So we're seeing these dry periods which affect not only wildlife but also growing food too.
And we're seeing more extreme tornadoes and hurricanes as well. So Earth's climate has always been changing. For thousands and millions of years, it's got hotter, then colder, hotter, then colder. But over the past couple of hundred years, it's been getting hotter more quickly than normal.
Yeah, and scientists have realised that this faster climate change is down to us. It's down to humans and what we're doing to drive our cars, to power our factories, to create the energy that we use. We're doing this. We are burning what we call fossil fuels.
Yeah, and burning fossil fuels produces greenhouse gases. These go up into the atmosphere and they act like a blanket around our planet Earth, trapping heat. And this causes global warming, which means temperatures go up, and this leads to climate change.
We're going to talk more about fossil fuels in tomorrow's show and all about renewable energy, ways that we can create all this energy without those harmful effects.
Yeah, but we are also affecting the planet in other ways too. Got some more pictures here. So rainforests are being cut down. But here's the thing, trees are really important friends in helping us tackle climate change. So we don't want to remove them. And also it's not very good for the orangutans and the other wildlife that live in these habitats.
Also, we are farming more and more cattle, which produce a lot of these greenhouse gases.
So the list goes on, and completely understand that it's not very nice to see.
No.
However, this is why today we are looking at all of the ways we can help the planet.
Yes.
You all have the power to make a difference, no matter how big or how small your actions are.
In fact, lots of you have been making these amazing planet pledges. We've already seen a bunch of photos. I think we should have a little look at some videos.
All right, then.
Because here are lots of you planet pledging to help with recycling and help with the environment. So
here you are. Over to you guys.
Our planet pledge is to recycle. This will really help me out. Look how full our recycling bin is.
My planet pledge is to use old things like this cereal box and make them into new things like this robot.
I pledge that I will encourage other people to recycle. We're going to help with the recycling. We use, reduce, recycle and happy Earth Day. Do the recycling and save electricity. I promise to never throw any litter on the floor. I pledge to pick up rubbish to help protect the planet. I promise that I will do my litter picking every Sunday with my litter picking stick and recycle as much as I can.
I'm going to recycle cardboard and paper, and I'm going to remember to turn my light off.
I will recycle rubbish and switch off lights.
Turning the tap off. Turning the lights off. Recycle as much as I can.
We will turn off the lights when we don't need them and recycle all the rubbish that we can.
To feed the birds,
To do the recycling and water the plants.
So good. You lot are really awesome. Tell you what, the environment is in good hands.
Yeah, it definitely is. And now it's time to bring on our first two special guests. We're going to give them a call on Skype. They'll be with us live. Now, these are two amazing young activists who are working really hard to tackle our planet's plastic problem. We're going to be speaking to Amy and Ella Meek, also known as Kids Against Plastic.
Are they there? Me, Ella.
Hey!
Promising.
Hi, guys! Thank you so much for joining us on Let's Go Live. Say hello to everyone watching at home.
Hi!
Okay, so first of all, here we have Ella and Amy. Girls, what is Kids Against Plastic?
Well, Kids Against Plastic is our campaign and charity that we use to try and tackle the global issue of plastic pollution. And it's our way of doing our bit and encouraging other people to do their bit too.
Okay.
Can you tell everyone watching what single-use plastic pollution is?
So single-use plastic pollution is a really major environmental problem at the moment, and it's mainly due to the fact that we're using plastic, which is a super durable material, for items that we use for a really short amount of time, like a plastic bottle or a plastic bag.
And this means that when we're done with these items after maybe 10-15 minutes and we throw them in the bin, they last on the planet almost forever. So when they get into the environment in particular, this is a problem, as we've got lots of plastic items floating around in the ocean, and that is causing major issues.
Yeah, so this is definitely a major issue. So what are you two and Kids Against Plastic doing about this?
Well, when we first started Kids Against Plastic, we decided that we would start picking up litter, and we set ourselves the goal of picking up 100,000 pieces of plastic, which is one for every sea mammal killed by plastic in the oceans, which is a very big goal for us. And then we realised quite quickly after doing this that, we can't pick up all the plastic that's going into the ocean. So we decided that we'd start focusing on helping people reduce the amount of plastic they use, which is when we started something called our Plastic Clever scheme.
Okay.
Oh, tell us about that. What is Plastic Clever?
Well, it's the scheme that we run as part of our campaign and charity, and it's about encouraging people to reduce their use of single-use plastic, but not completely stop using it like Plastic Clever. Because we found that going plastic clever is really hard, obviously, and plastic free is really difficult to do because it's cutting items that you see on the shelves everywhere you go. So instead, we're encouraging people to reduce their use of 4 main items in particular, which are cups and lids, straws, bottles and bags, because they're easy to replace with reusables.
Cups and lids, straws, bottles and bags.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but your work with Kids Against Plastic and also Plastic Clever, it's taken you all over the world. You've done some incredible things as activists. Do you have any highlights?
Oh, it's always really hard because it's so surreal for us, to be able to go to these amazing places. I think something that really stands out for us, though, is last December we got a chance to go to the United Nations in Geneva, and we were on a panel of young activists as part of something called the Young Activist Summit there. And that was absolutely incredible because it was not only an amazing location, but we were alongside some super inspirational young women, which was it was an incredible experience.
Yeah, it was Human Rights Day and we were in the Human Rights Chamber in the UN, which was crazy to be there. And we spoke to hundreds of school children in the morning and then had a press conference and then spoke to people who worked in the UN in the afternoon. So it was a crazy event and amazing opportunity for us.
Hats off to you.
Yeah.
Do you think attitudes have changed then towards plastic?
Oh, definitely. We started our charity about 4 years ago, and over that time we've seen a massive change in perception towards plastic. When we first started it and we'd give talks, we'd have to tell people why plastic's a problem and why we should need to do something. Whereas now, after programs like Blue Planet and David Attenborough's work, people know about why this is a problem, and that's great because it means that instead of trying to educate people on all the problems with plastic, we can actually start saying, look, here's what we can all do to help make a difference on this.
So we know there's a problem, and so many of our Let's Go Live viewers have made planet pledges that they're going to get more involved with recycling. But what else can we do to sort of do our part?
Well, we mentioned the 4 items earlier: cups and lids, straws, bottles and bags.
Oh, actually.
And
you'll be proud of us, girls.
Oh, great!
Our reusables.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we think everyone should be doing, getting these reusable items, because not only does it work out cheaper for you in the long run, but it's also better for the planet. And if you go out and you need to buy a drink, you can just fill up your water bottle instead, or use a reusable bag or straw or coffee cup. And we think it's really easy for everyone to do, and it also makes a bigger difference than you might think.
Yeah, and a really simple and fun thing that we'd also recommend, especially while we're in quarantine, is, using this time to do things like more baking, especially as a lot of items...
Someone's been baking. I'm not allowed to sample it yet.
Oh, wow! That's amazing. That is much better than what we've been baking at home, I have to tell you.
Thanks, girls.
So what's coming up? What's coming up next?
Well, in around 3 weeks' time, actually, my book is being published, which is called Be Plastic Clever, which is super exciting because it's always been my dream to be an author. So that's focusing on how to reduce plastic and how to be the next young activist. And also, it's got inspiring people like Maddie in it as well. So.
I make an appearance, but no credit to me at all. I have to say you've done all the hard work.
What about you, Ella?
Well, I've been on a children's news show on Sky called FYI. It's presented by kids for kids, just telling them about the news. And I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. And it's so weird not going to London to the studio to film. So now we're just filming at home on Skype and filming to camera at home. And it's very weird, but yeah, I'm keeping up with that and really enjoying it.
Guys, it was so lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Let's Go Live. And telling us all about, our plastic problem. Thank you, and a very, very happy Earth Day.
Thank you.
Bye, Ella. Bye,
Always
Amy.
great chatting to you.
See
ya. Bye.
Bye. Oh,
all right, we're back in this
wowee.
one.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
The girls are so inspirational. Wow. So yeah, we've got our reusable water bottles, and baking is a great idea because it means you're using less plastic. You're not just, chowing down on snacks that are wrapped in plastic. So yeah, get baking at home. But before we move on, I reckon it's time to see some more of our audience's Planet Pledges. What do you reckon?
Sure is.
Yes, we've got some more of our posters
today.
here. Who have we got first? Oh, so good. This is Bethany and her dog Bertie. Bethany's Planet Pledge is to save the planet by riding her bike to help reduce pollution, which is a great one. Who have we got next?
Next up, we've got Ruby and Zara. They're promising to turn off the lights.
Lovely. We've got Harry and Jacob. Look at these brilliant posters. Harry says, "Stop the pollution, find a solution."
Oh, love.
And Jacob says, "I love Earth. Keep smiling." Wise words.
Legends. Okay, next up we have Samika, who's pledging to take care of the Earth, and she's drawn this fantastic picture.
Harry's Planet Pledge is to reduce food waste and to compost. He's there in front of his compost bin.
And last up in this batch, Isaac, Oliver and Austin love doing their bit for the planet, including lots of litter picking and coming up with ways that we can reduce our carbon footprint. They made this poster for their pledge, which they're going to put up in their window for passers-by.
You should all be so proud. You are awesome. So we've just heard from our young activists.
Yep.
Later in the show, we'll be joined live by our young naturalist and Oort Kuiper, our science rapper, who'll be wrapping up the show.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that.
But first, we're going to introduce you to a brilliant young scientist called Diya Vincent.
Yeah, Diya wants to help solve another problem that's facing our planet, and that is how to create enough food to feed everyone in a sustainable way. And that means using the smallest amount of energy and creating the smallest amount of waste possible.
But her idea is actually to use waste, being fish poo and fish wee, to help plants grow. As you'll see, her project is so brilliant. She was actually crowned the GSK UK Young Scientist of the Year title at the Big Bang Fair competition. And this is a UK-wide competition that searches for budding scientists and engineers and their amazing projects. So let's hear a bit more about it. Over to Diya.
Hello, my name is Diya Vincent, and this is my project on how to grow microgreens using fish waste as a fertiliser. I cut some channels so the water would flow through it. Then I placed some hemp on it, and then I planted microgreens in it. I connected that solar panel to this pump, which pumped water into the channel. And in conclusion, I can say that organic fertilised water from the fish tank is way more efficient than unfertilised water. Using this method, families can now grow organic microgreens for their salads within 10 days. Now I believe that anyone can win if they've worked hard on their project, irrespective of their age, gender or background. I want to encourage more young people like me to join the Big Bang competition with our ideas in science, technology, engineering and mathematics. After all, we're the ones who will build tomorrow's world.
Thank you
Awesome.
very much, Diya Vincent, our Let's Go Live young scientist. Diya's project is actually a type of aquaponics system.
You love aquaponics.
I love aquaponics. So the way it works is that the fish, they poo and wee into the water, but that is very rich in nutrients. So the water is nutrient rich. That water is pumped up to the plants, it feeds the plants, and then the plants will clean and filter the water to go back into the tank. So the fish feed the plants and the plants clean the water for the fish. Everything works in a loop. It's a brilliant sustainable way of growing food.
So simple.
I love
really lovely idea. Now,
Yeah.
just like Diya, lots of you lot have been making brilliant planet pledges to find out ways to be more sustainable at home and to save energy. So before our next guest let's see some more of your awesome
Videos.
Planet Pledges.
Hello, my name's Sasha, and my Earth Day pledge is to turn off all the lights before I leave the room. I promise to save the world by turning off the light and turning off the tap. My pledge is to turn my light off so I don't waste electricity. We promise not to drive if we can walk. My Earth Day pledge is to cycle more to school. We promise to ride our bikes to school instead of going in the car if we get back to school. Cycle more! Drive less! I promise to turn off lights when I'm not using them.
Turn the lights off for a bit long there.
Yeah.
I was like, quick, turn them back on again.
Thank you again for all of the videos that you've been sending in. It's almost time for another live guest, our naturalist, who is going to be with us today. But before we speak to him live, let's see him out in his natural environment.
This whole area is covered in wood ants' nests, which is a great sign for a healthy forest. Not only do these ants clean up the forest floor by collecting and eating the dead insects, but they also farm the cows of the insect world, the aphids.
That was Xander Johnston, also known as Ant Boy.
Ant Boy.
Xander is mad about nature.
He's awesome.
And he lives in the Cairngorms, which is a beautiful national park in Scotland. And it's fair to say that he knows a thing or two about wildlife conservation, which means protecting our planet's wildlife. So let's give him a call so we can speak to Xander just now.
Okay, all right. So we don't want, no, not Ella, not Amy.
We want to chat to
ringing
Xander. The dance.
Oh, we have a connection.
Hey! Hey, Xander, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Really good. Happy Earth Day. Xander, we just saw a video of you out and about in the national park, the Cairngorms, and you were by an ant's nest. Very true to your name. Your nickname is Ant Boy. Why is that?
Oh, I like to say that my nickname is Ant Boy because I love insects, especially ants.
Yeah.
You see, ants were my first introduction to the world of insects, and it's the first type of insect that I got interested in and started to record in my local area. See, I also needed a cool name for my YouTube channel where I share all my cool facts and stuff about the world of nature. And Ant Boy was just perfect.
So you love that name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've seen that you live in the Cairngorms National Park and you were actually crowned the Cairngorms Nature Young Ambassador back in 2016. And as part of this role, you get involved with lots of conservation projects. So what sort of things are you doing to help wildlife?
Well, as you were saying, since 2016, I've been volunteering for a number of different projects.
Yeah.
Mainly ones looking for rare and endangered invertebrates. Invertebrates are a special type of animal with no backbone. And if we didn't have a backbone, we'd be all wobbly. I get to spend loads of time outdoors looking for special creepy crawlies. And I've even been lucky enough to see and record some of the coolest and rarest insects because of my volunteering.
Oh, like what?
For example, the Kentish glory moth, which is an amazing moth, which was originally from Kent down in England, but unfortunately it's no longer there. However, it's such an amazing and beautiful moth. Most people don't realise that moths are just as colourful, as cool as butterflies are.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting because when we think about wildlife conservation, we tend to think about the big animals. So the polar bears, elephants, pandas. But actually, we love that you're taking an interest and you're caring about the small animals too, the insects.
Why are the insects important, Xander?
Well, to be honest with you, all nature is important. And without insects, the bigger animals would have nothing to eat. I like to believe that insects are the foundation of the whole food chain. For example, the blue tit feeds its young only on moth caterpillars. So without them, there would be no blue tits. And the moths that do make it to being adults end up being eaten by bats. you can see how it all works together.
Yes,
so
the circle of
if
life.
If you remove the bottom of the food chain, everything that's piled on top of it collapses.
Reaction.
So what can all of our amazing Let's Go Live viewers do at home, in their garden, if they've got a garden, on a balcony, if they've got a garden, or inside? What can they do to do their bit?
Well, I'd just like to acknowledge that all those Earth pledges were awesome.
Yeah.
But do you know that you can do loads in your garden to help nature? And I've got my top 5 wee tips that you guys can do during lockdown.
Great.
So you could create log and rock piles. All you have to do is gather some rocks or pieces of wood in a corner of your garden. Super easy. This helps all kinds of creepy crawlies, from spiders to wood lice. You could create a messy area in your garden by doing nothing. Leave an area of your grass uncut. We have let the yellow dandelions grow, and since the warm weather's coming around, we've been having loads of different species of insects, from bees, butterflies, and wasps. Why not add a bird bath to your garden? It can be as simple as an old ice cream tub filled with some water and a couple of rocks for the birds to land on.
That's a good idea.
So we've got log piles, we've got, my personal favourite, doing nothing, just leaving it to get messy.
A messy area. You did say you had a top 5. Top 5. What's your last one?
So it was, you can make some of your homemade bird feeders. So all you need is the middle from a toilet roll. Get some peanut butter, smear it around it, roll it in some bird food or bird seed, hang it up, and the birds will totally love it.
That's a good idea. And everybody's got lots of toilet rolls at the moment, so why not make use of them, hey? Xander, you told me about something called insect safaris, where you follow the ants. What do you mean by that?
So insect safari, there's a few different things you can do from it. So you can either look under plant pots and rocks, and you're sure to find some cool different insects and all that sort. But there's a wee experiment that you were just talking about that I like to do. So if you find an ant in your garden, follow it to see if you can find its nest. Or you can place a piece of fruit or some sugary water on the ground in front of the ant. Let it take a bite and then keep a close eye, as it might head off to tell some of its friends. And in no time, you'll have your very own ant trail.
I love the idea of an insect safari.
Like following the ants. Anyway, never mind. Okay,
Sandy,
so
you're awesome. Thanks,
you're
man.
brilliant. And actually, we have put a link to a YouTube video that you have made in the description box below this video, which tells us about all of these ideas. But before we leave, you are a fan of the cheesy joke.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Come on. Give me one.
Go on. Tell us an insect joke.
What's an insect's favourite sport?
An insect's favourite sport? I don't know, Xander. What is an insect's favourite sport?
Cricket.
Yes. Yes, my friend.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Xander, Ant Boy, thank you so much for joining us today and for everything you're doing with wildlife conservation. Happy Earth Day, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you again soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye.
Thanks, Xander.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ah, brilliant. Another incredible guest. But just like Ant Boy, Xander, lots of you are pledging to do your part for wildlife as well.
And it's all about doing these little bits, right? Because little bits piled together into something really, really big. I feel really positive, actually, about today now. You know, hearing a lot of your ideas, hearing from our amazing guests. It's awesome.
But before we move on, let's see what some of you lot are pledging to do to help our wildlife.
Hello, Let's Go Live. My name's Annabelle, and my planet pledge is to reduce the amount of things that I buy and have that have palm oil in, because palm oil is destroying the rainforest.
Look after local wildlife by planting flowers and help endangered animals like the snow leopard. We save the rainwater to water our vegetables. My Earth Day pledge is to save my bumblebees from storming.
Bye, Atlas! Making a bug hotel for the bees and butterflies.
My Earth Day pledge is to try new fruits and vegetables that I've grown in my garden.
Our Earth Day pledge is to feed the birds and make bird cake.
I pledge to plant a tree.
Promise to help the bees and butterflies. I promise to recycle rainwater.
I pledge to clean up the beach. Save the turtle!
We reuse the water from the water play to recycle it and water the plants.
Oh, big thank you to you lot, and thank you for all of your videos. We loved looking through all of them.
Oh, it's been really amazing. All the photos, all the videos. We've crammed as many in as we possibly can. Thank you.
So, like Greg said, we are feeling super positive, but sadly, it is nearly time to wrap up the show.
Does that mean I get a bit of cake?
No, because we haven't taken a selfie with it yet.
Can we do a selfie and then I get you some cake?
Absolutely,
All right,
can.
nice.
All right, then, so I'm going to lift the cake up.
If you lot are new to Let's Go Live, we always try to do a selfie in the show. So put someone in front of the screen or put you in front of the screen. Get your phone out. Get ready to take a selfie. Hopefully we should get... That's
I've
it.
got the planet between us as well. Look, we've got a globe in the background.
Oh, that looks nice.
All right,
okay,
then.
all right. I'll go
Ready
this way.
for it?
3, 2, 1.
It's the awkward selfie.
Oh, I didn't join you. It's the awkward selfie.
Oh,
amazing.
All right then.
Good job.
So before we wrap up, a very quick thank you to the Let's Go Live team for helping us pull these shows together. Kaylee for all of her ideas and her words. Kalyani for helping us with all of your brilliant emails. Ed, who does some of our editing, and Rob for his brilliant graphics.
And also, thank you to you lot who are our patrons. Firstly, thank you to everyone for watching the show and supporting us. Also, thanks to our patrons who support the show via Patreon. They contribute towards the cost of that team we've just mentioned. Any grown-ups watching who would like to do the same, no obligation, please. These are going to continue being free and available. The link is there if you want to go to it.
But now let's get ready to have a bit of a dance and a bop, because we are welcoming brilliant science rapper John Chase, aka Oort Kuiper, who's going to wrap up everything that we have learnt this Earth Day.
This is going to be amazing. Here we go.
Yep.
Hey Greg and Maddie, here's my wrap up to today's amazing Earth Day show. Hit it! That's right, you can all dance if you want to. Let's go. You sent your wonderful planet pledges into Let's Go Live with Maddie and Greg, and it's that time, so it's over to you. They've checked out your pledges and your promise to recycle and turn off the lights and cycle to school. Yeah, grab your bikes and then feed the birds and care for the bees. Even pick up rubbish, that's great to see. And then reduce, reuse and recycle. Protect the planet and play your part. Yes, reduce, reuse and recycle, because each of the little things all add up. We had 3 guests on the show, remember? Amy and Ella, they were plastic clever. They try not to use single-use plastics. They use reusables. That's fantastic. Then Diya, the scientist of the future, has an idea you might not be used to. She wants to grow cress using fish's waste. Wow, grow your own food by reducing waste. Then Xander was the ant boy who told us to care for all animals, big and small. For a start, you could make a log pile and leave your garden messy and follow the ants. That's the end. And all we want to ask is protect the planet and play your part, because each of the little things all add up. So protect the planet and play your part. Thank you. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Yes, John. Oh, John. John Chase, aka Oort Kuiper. That was
I love that.
So good.
Recycle and turn off the lights.
Hey, you've eaten cake.
I have.
I was watching the video.
Don't worry.
Hand it over.
I've got him a slide.
Hand
I've
it
got him a
over.
slide before he
If
kicks
you
off.
want to watch that back and join in John's song, the lyrics to all of that rap are in the description box below.
Yeah, as are all of the links for our guests today, if you want to go and follow them or find out more about the sort of things that they are up to.
As we said at the start, today's show was a bit of a special one. We will be back tomorrow. We'll be having the quiz again.
Yeah.
Of course, we will have activities. We'll be chatting in the live chat. As I said, just a bit of a special and a different one today.
And tomorrow's show is all about energy, fossil fuels and renewables. Please do share today's show if you think there's someone out there who might enjoy it too, and tag us in all of your social shares on our social media.
If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button. You'll see it below. If you click the little bell, you'll get a notification. Click subscribe, click subscribe.
Yeah, cool. Stay curious. And
we will see you tomorrow at 11 for Project Earth. It continues. I'm going to enjoy this cake.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you
Happy
tomorrow.
Earth Day.
Bye.
Bye.